Hey everyone, welcome to Talk Together. I'm Chris, I'll be your host for this evening, and I'm thrilled to be chatting to the cast of Chaos in the Collection. Hello friends, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
We survived.
Now,
Spoilers.
I'm going to cheat slightly because just so you know, we record things all over the shop when we record stuff for All Together, and we are recording this directly after we finished recording the final episode of the show, so everything's really fresh. So I'm hoping we can get a lot of very fresh hot takes on how the show went.
Pickle starting with the hot takes early.
Oh, and there's Pickle, there's our new little puppy. Hello, Pickle.
Baby.
And that's our other puppy being sad he's not allowed on screen. Pally, you can come on screen on my camera if you want. No, it's fine. Cool. Anyway, and there's dogs at Chrissy's as well, so we're all go. But anyway, before we kick off, this stream runs for about an hour. We're delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and supported by D&D Beyond, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. We're Roll Together RPG on all the socials. Massive thank you to the D20 Club, who are awesome, and without whom none of this would happen. And all of our shows are available as podcasts too. Right. Friends, what'd you do? I haven't watched it yet.
We survived. We stopped the stuff from being stolen.
Hey.
Yes.
We did steal the stuff from being stolen. We got all the stuff.
And we solved the magic puzzle.
Yep.
Yes.
Trapped a pretentious douchebag in a mirror.
As you do.
You trapped Darvel in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's such a Just Desserts ending. That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
We learned that you didn't have to break the mirror to get people out of it, so that's
Okay.
great. Yeah.
I mean, it's a cheap and cheerful trick to just smash it and then they come out. That's easy, right? But
Okay. All right.
If Kriya did not want it to be broken, right? Kriya left if an emergency break glass sign.
Yeah.
Did not leave her. If an emergency, this is the passcode sign.
Exactly.
did Kriya not know the passcode? It's always
Kriya knew the passcode.
No, Kriya knew. That was the problem.
If you put the passcode there, people are going to be like, we can just nip in and then pop out. And it'll be like a toy, whereas otherwise people think it's more serious.
Surely that's better.
Would we though?
Anyway.
It's very dull in there.
So I've heard.
We are rambling ourselves silly, my friends, and we have a mechanic on this show where we roll dice to ask questions. So let's do that and try and focus our thoughts slightly. I've got my D20 right here, and you'll see it bouncing across the screen as I make sure I have the questions open. There we go. Right. Now, we say something on this show when I roll the dice. What is that?
Roll that
dice.
You can all join in next time.
Look at the enthusiasm.
That's a 3, which is about what that deserved. That's fair. Yeah. Right, this is a question for Emma specifically.
Oh, okay.
Were there any moments where the players took things in a completely different direction to what you were expecting?
The mirror in the final fight was pretty surprising. I mean, obviously I put it in, but like the fact that you then repaired it and put it in front of the enemies, that was novel. I was not expecting that.
Hang on. How did they repair it? They broke it.
Yeah, Gemma repaired it. She's an
Artificer.
Magic paint.
And
Magic
I had
paint.
magic paint.
No judgment here. Okay.
And then also when Soleil was like, I'm just going to send in my mum, and I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. That was fun, and I wasn't expecting to contact Skitter's family either, so that was on the wire. So yeah, those were the most surprising bits where I had to be like, okay, good job, I have things you can just pull out for those, but yeah.
Now, I have a sort of return to the players on this one, because I find this certainly when I'm playing. Were there any moments where you felt you had bamboozled the DM, where you felt the DM going, and was suddenly trying to quickly sort things out on the fly?
I think when we had a little fake argument, which I think may have been slightly surprising, especially how well we pulled it off as well.
I just enjoyed that. That was great. It was so good.
This was the fake argument in the pub. This was the we're definitely not working together anymore or on this thing anymore.
Yeah.
Did that get heavy? I understand it got heavy.
it was good.
Well, they're
I was
really personal insults.
impressed.
Oh yeah.
There's definitely some truth behind some of the things between Jem and Brand.
Oh no.
Look, when you've been friends as long as Gemma and Brand have, there's bound to be little things that just crop up, and you dig deep. You gotta dig deep to make it believable. Root it in reality, right?
I mean, they argue like an old married couple. So
who knows how to hurt you the most, right? It's your friends and people who love you. Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Very
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
Maybe revealing something a bit much there, but okay. Right, let's roll the dice again. Forget that trauma. Right, this is a question for everyone. Which player character gets the blessed by / cursed by the dice award?
Oh, Johnny.
Funny.
I was so cursed.
100%, yeah. The only time that he rolled well is when my character was knocked out and did not get to see it. So the only time that he really pulled out all the stops, Gemma was like, there's no possible way that I could believe this because I didn't see it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny. There was one combat encounter where you rolled 2 nat ones in a row
and a 4. Yeah, this was my big
during
reveal.
an action surge.
Yeah,
so you had 4 attacks, and every single one of them missed.
It was like my big reveal to Gemma to be like, "Look at me! I've been practicing, and I can do this."
And you were
I'm not weak. And then it's just 3, a 1, a 4, a 1. And I was like, okay. That's how the narrative
you went
is.
in so hard. You were like, "Yeah, run away, little girl."
That's true. You also totally smack talk the enemy. That is correct.
I
Yeah.
prepped it so much. I even had giant smite on as well, so I was like huge, and it made sense character-wise. It was really good, but
It was great.
But this
disappointing.
is why Gemma just was like, yeah, okay, guys, whatever you say, sure.
And she still doesn't know.
No,
Like,
no, I
never
still
got to
don't
see
know.
it.
Nope,
She's got no idea.
nope.
Does she genuinely not believe it, or is it more of a yeah, sure, whatever? Like maybe, but I don't really care.
So the thing with Brand and Gemma, Brand is just there, he's kind of like the scholar, and she's like always acted as his bodyguard because he's like, oh no, I'm not a fighter. So for her, she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna be the fighter then. It's like that's just always been the relationship. So, and that was kind of something that we established at the beginning was like, this is how it goes. So as Brand, anytime there was combat, Gemma's like, whatever, Brand's going to be useless. And then the one time he's not, she can't see it. So she's like, no, you guys are obviously all just lying to me because I didn't see it. And every time that he tries to, obviously it's not working. So stop trying to talk him up because I know you're just full of it, right?
Hang on, you thought the rest of the party was just being nice? No, he was super effective. No.
Yeah.
He's a valuable member.
Because I was knocked out. So of course,
While we're here, some tension there between those two characters. You want to talk about that tension? Was there some? Was it
Brandon Gemma?
Yeah, was it some friendship tension? Was there something unresolved there? As a viewer, I was going, is there something unresolved there? So that's why I'm asking.
Johnny? No, I mean Gemma and Brand, they work together. They kind of started working together out of necessity, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's just Gemma was like, okay, well, I'm not a merchant anymore. I need to go and try and find other ways to make money because she has the failed merchant background. Mm-hmm. And for her, it was well, I know about magic items. I was a merchant. I bought and sold, and that was kind of one of her backstory things is that she had a negative interaction with somebody about probably over a magic item that was not actually magic. And so for her, it was, okay, well, I'm going to go out and try and find magic items. I'm going to go to dig sites, do this. And then Brand was like, hey, you have a homunculus. Can I want to see what Rocky's all about. And then she's like, okay, but you also have to be useful if you're going to be around here. And so I think it's just Gem's like, well, I'm the one doing all the work, and Brand's like, well, but I'm writing, and she's like, yeah, but is that useful? But they still split stuff, so there's a little bit of tension there, but it's all in good fun because she still wants to hang out with him and work with him.
I mean, it does sound like my first marriage, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
the way I see it is Gem has this little family with Rocky, and is very driven to do what Gemma does, and Bran's kind of adopted himself into that dynamic. Whether or not he's always wanted there or not, he is not what he's intelligent, but not wise enough to really fully always understand that maybe sometimes Gemma doesn't want him around, but he's there anyway and makes himself useful with whatever he's doing in whatever way he can.
I feel like that's the kind of question, though, that you wanted to ask them, like reality TV show style. Take them into separate rooms and be like,
yeah, definitely.
How do you feel about Gem? And then show it.
Now, actually, while we're here, this is a great one. Depending on where you are from and how old you are, that voice is very different, because I imagine the Big Brother diary room, welcome to the diary room, which everyone else has different, which is really interesting. But not for this show, just an intriguing thought. Okay, well, who was blessed by the dice then? Who had the best luck on the rolls? Was anyone? I think you all had some really bad rolls.
Specifically, no.
In the last episode, I think Skitter had some really good rolls.
I had some really
nice nat 20s.
I had a nat 20 and I had some low ones as well. I did have the nat 1 that I was able to legendary resistance from the dragon mask that I put on.
The whole setup for you kind of like shooting out your wings with your dragon mask, flying up like and doing that whole, and then landing that attack with a nice nat 20. That was sweet. So
It was very
really
thematically
cool,
perfect.
It was, yeah.
If only I'd actually rolled anything good on the damage dice.
You're a monk. Monks are not supposed to do lots of damage. They're supposed to do little and lots, is the theory. Although, let's be fair, I've not played an Ascendant Dragon. I have no idea, but they look so cool.
So much fun. Like 10 out of 10 recommend. We'll play again. Lots of fun.
You have to play Skitter again because there's a whole lot of plot.
There's a lot of story that we didn't have time for.
I feel like we've touched on the surface of a lot of there's a question on this that we might get to later, but let's just skip ahead. So I feel like we've touched a little bit on a lot of expanding plot arcs out of this, because we've got Soleil/Summer's mother and what happened there, which feels like a whole subplot to be explored. We've got Skitter's monastery. And did I catch that right during the recording that you're not allowed to go home?
Explicitly told not to. Yeah.
Why? Do you know why? Is it spoilers? Can you not say?
Tried to contact again. Soleil tried to contact again, and it was like the line was cut.
Well, in sendings,
That's a little scary.
Yeah, in sendings, that's bad. It means someone's dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't want to say that.
I did not tell Skitter that. Skitter does not think that. But yeah, that was my thought, was either dead or put somewhere where my magic can't reach her. That was my hope. Because even whenever I was rolling what I'm assuming to be across planes, I was allowed to roll, the D100, and then not being allowed to roll at all was very ominous.
I think there's one with non-detection or something similar, but I mean, as a DM, you can also go, no, and then it's probably part of the story, which is also fun. You just don't, because story. Cool, good. And there's also some hidden plot elements you've been throwing in about the Zentarum and Waterdeep.
And Swaski decided to continue travelling.
Oh, good.
Continue being an adventurer.
Yeah.
Not settled down.
I mean, they're not so good at the political thing, it turns out. I mean, 2 years, suddenly, sometimes you just have to move on.
So Lola, what we're saying is that Lonely House of Neverwinter first and now Chaos in the Collection are two great examples of Swaski going, I'm going to try and approach this diplomatically and sod it, shoot it with fire. This is better. I'm going to do this now.
Pretty much. They're like, you know what? I remember all the things that I used to love. I want to do it again.
Awesome.
To be fair though, the moments where we needed a diplomat, Swaski was there.
Yeah.
100%.
It's fully failing on all the charisma stuff.
It's really rare for a druid to be a face, but it's nice.
Well, it's Fiona Tiefling, so having that extra charisma stuff and some nice lineage or bloodlight spells for charisma stuff. So decent.
You needed to be some kind of face because your other charisma-based caster was definitely not a face, Soleil. I see that. Soleil had that sort of like, I mean, I love that there was this setup of, it's a College of Eloquence changeling, and you totally make assumptions about that, like unsettling words and like being nasty behind the scenes, which Soleil is absolutely not. This is a character you played before somewhere, right?
Yes, I had a little bit of time with her on stream with some of my friends, but that game fell apart, so I didn't get but a few sessions with her, and I hadn't fully fleshed out her character back then, so I mostly just made TikToks with her over the pandemic because and that helped me flesh out the type of character that I wanted her to be. And I feel like I play a lot of either sweet or serious characters, so I wanted a little bit of sass and a little bit of chaos. So yeah, still sweetness, but in a
chaotic way.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was that you said. Sorry, Chris. That you said to you said as a unsettling words in the final battle to someone, but it was super sweet, but also
smile for me, pretty.
Yeah. So like,
that's a turn of phrase I never want to hear, but okay, good. But yeah, I mean, I think it's probably personal experience. Like the only eloquence bards I've played with in games have either been quite edgelordy or it's been sort of subtler. Like it's been like quietly undermining everyone around me, but very, very subtly. Whereas Soleil's just a ray of sunshine with a lot of like dark energy just waiting. Like which is really interesting.
You get the sunshine, but then you also get the solar flares. So that was kind of she has a really bitchy sister, so like I kind of add a little bit of her sister's personality into her attitude sometimes.
Cool. Well, we look forward to seeing where the Roll Together universe takes her. There'll be lots of stuff there to fill in. I
am very excited about the thought of that.
Let's roll the dice again. Let's see what comes up next. Where am I? Why have I got Discord open? Here we go. 2.
You've got the dice curse.
Oh, I've got the dice curse. Apparently I do today. That's true. It's a question for Emma again. Em, were there any secrets or mysteries that the players didn't solve or discover? Now, this one's a slightly odd one to ask you because of the way you DM, which would you like to explain for the audience in case they don't know?
What, the chaos that is my DMing? Yeah, no, it's like I plan like 2 hours before the session. I have like an overall, this is where we're going, and then like I fill it in as the players do stuff because it feels more organic. There is one big mystery, but I don't want to reveal it. Is that bad?
Do you want a hint at where the mystery was given?
No, hang on, there are a few mysteries, because there's Soleil's mum, which I know where I think she is, but I haven't revealed that. But obviously that's for me or another DM to pick up when Soleil comes back. There's what's happened with Skitter's mum. This is a campaign of mums, which I know, but again, for me or someone else to pick up. There's what Skitter's item is, which Nat and I both know, but hasn't been revealed on stream. There's who Schemo was talking to at the end, which I know, and anyone who's played Dragon Heist or knows a lot about the Zentarum probably has an inkling of who that was. But again, I'm setting that up for the future. So find out more in future campaigns.
No, these are all good answers.
Although not Anarchy in the Astral Sea, because none of that's going to happen.
Something very different. I have a question actually about, so my grand total of knowledge about the Zentarum is the stuff that we've run into in Warriors and this.
Yeah.
So throughout this, you kind of casually mentioned that Darville was like the leader of the Zentarum. That's just like this little sect though, right? That's not... So Darville, I mean, this is all set up through Dragon Heist, really. But in Waterdeep, Darville is the leader of the Zentarum. Right.
Maybe. But, what happens when the leader goes?
Right. Because my thinking is, right, we're all level 7 now. We managed to trap him. If we as level 7 characters, I mean, obviously we're great. But if we managed that,
you had a significant number of rare, very rare, legendary items.
Legendary,
we did, and he did like just immediately be like, "No, go do that. No, go do that," which was difficult. But I'm just like, what has Laryl Silverhand been doing? Because I feel like she could take him.
Well, there's politics around that, because if you take out the Zentarum, there are other guilds in the city who will take over their patch and who are potentially worse. So it's easier to leave them be and let them fight amongst themselves than to try and take them down, because you have to take them all down simultaneously, which is basically impossible.
Politics.
It's never going to get in trouble.
Also, there's some very powerful Zentarum in the city who probably sit on the Council of Lords, like it's Master Lords, isn't it?
Yeah, the Master Lords. Yeah. I mean, we could go into universal lore if we wanted to, but I feel like that would be me rambling a lot. But there's a lot of very cool stuff about the Zentarum that is set up in Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which I recommend everyone reads. It's been out for a couple of years now. It's well worth playing. But one of the big setups of it is that the Zentarum have been around historically for a very, very long time, but have been mostly like small chapters, small sects doing their own thing, mostly nefarious, but that sort of chaotic neutral can be on the party's side kind of thing occasionally. And then in that book they go, haha, no, here's a thing. And that's really lovely, and it really sets them up again as sort of like big bads if people want a big bad, which is great because the other big bads in Waterdeep have to be kind of bumbling, because otherwise, you're right, Leveril Silverhand is one of the most powerful casters in the multiverse. What the heck is she doing? So there is a...
punch people with her hair.
She can punch people with her hair. That is a thing that she can do, yeah. Which is like that X-Men... I'm going to roll the dice again. Good.
So yes, many mysteries, but not many that I can just like reveal.
But this is good. This means we've now teased them further. So now our audience are going, what are they? And we can find out more later.
Oh, sorry. I also teased about Kria's partner, Demi, who went off into the Feywild, who's going to be returning in a slightly different fashion.
That doesn't count as a tease, really, because you're playing that character.
Nobody.
Well, that is spoilers.
That. Nobody else knows that.
I think that's a very nice thing to reveal in something like this. Yeah, fans will be pleased. Yeah. Although I must say, I find it particularly pleasant conceptually that a DM DMs a campaign with an NPC in it that is directly linked to a PC you're playing in another campaign, because it means we're all interlocking with ourselves, which is...
the unimaginable power of the DM.
I mean, I think it's just great, because how many hashtag forever DMs do you get? And this is just M's way, I think, of just being like, nope, I can't run this next one because I'm playing in it, of course. Exactly.
One of the joys of having lots of DMs on the channel is that we can go forever DMs get to play. Like, I'm not DMing this next season, and I am excited because I get to play, and it's good. Anyway, question number 6, which I rolled. Everyone, what is the saddest moment from this campaign?
Definitely the whole... it's got to be when we're hearing back... Well, we don't hear back from Skipper's mom.
Yep,
I think so.
that's it.
100%.
Immediate first thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Why was it sad in particular? What about that really hit home?
Skitter's so full of wonder and hope and joy, and it's just like, oh no.
Skitter's just like such a cinnamon roll. Like, and I just want
cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's good, sweetie.
Oh, right. Sorry, my head went to a Cinnabon. I was like, what, like too sweet, massive, like only
massive and gooey.
we only get her at airports. Like, what are we talking about?
Definitely gooey.
No, a cinnamon roll, just like something small and sweet, and just like needs to be protected. And like, I mean, obviously Skitter's competent, right? Like that. This is not a matter of competency or anything like that. But it's just like, it's just like so genuine, so wholesome. Like, love her to pieces, and just to have it be like, oh, I want to reach out to mom again, and then it's like nothing. You're like, oh no, it's gonna be sad. And I just want to protect her from that. No, you're fine.
I will
having
say
to relay that information.
Oh yeah, that's rough. No, you go.
That was about it. It was just that.
Yeah, I
did not like
really
that.
Hard. Yeah, no, sorry. Nat did give me all of the knives, so it is entirely Nat's.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did kind of set you up for that moment, Chrissy, I'm afraid. So
that makes me feel better.
Yeah, a little bit, because I was like, oh my God, Em's just being, this is like so mean. Oh my God. But knowing that you did it to yourself, I'm like, okay, well now it feels less bad.
It is
Brought your own trauma to the table.
It is the biggest recommendation that anyone can ever give you. Give your DMs knives, because that way they can do stuff that cuts to the heart, and audiences and other players will go, what? No, shit. Or if you're Emma, you make more knives and keep stabbing them. I'm not sure if I gave you this.
What? It's gone too far. Oh no.
Lest we reveal it, in a home game that Em runs, the big bad is the same species as my character, and I didn't know. I had no context to this, and suddenly it turned up in a big fight. I just went, oh no, this is bad, because M does things like this. This is just a thing.
It wasn't quite as hard hitting, but Bob. We never got to say Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the random guard that got disintegrated way before you lot arrived. Yeah.
Like, I thought we were going to find him hiding down the dock somewhere, or, you know.
I was expecting more like reveals that Bob had kids, or was one day away from retirement, or like all the classics.
Stereotypes.
He was one day from retirement, I think, wasn't he? Yeah.
Well, he was one day from dead.
Sure.
And then he got disintegrated. Poor Bob.
Poor Bob.
Like, his end was getting swept up by Kriya because he thought it was just a pile of, like, you know, he's just in a trash can somewhere, you know? Poor Bob. You know, I just... Brand was hoping to find him and to learn that he's just gone.
I am sorry. I have to say, actually, something that surprised me as well was the breaking of the mirror, and then having to be like, oh my god, who's in the mirror? And then
Is this your random bugbear that's now spider climbing his way across the entirety of the Sword Coast?
that is correct.
Not how that spell works, but okay.
It's kind of
this bugbear now has to come up again in some campaign somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, just like just like off in the back, like, oh, can you guys make me like a perception check? Oh yes, you see a random bugbear on the ceiling.
It's silhouette of him,
just a bugbear walking over a building.
Yeah, something about the mirror magic combining with like me magic as it comes out. Like,
I love the idea that this is just a bugbear who can spider climb forever now. That's just a thing that's happened.
Spider bugbear lives in my head rent free. Just like inhabits my thoughts.
And he was just going to... Oh, sorry. No, you go, Chris.
V, this is a very important question.
Yes?
When Guck lives rent-free in your head, Spider Bugbear, is he walking up walls or crawling
No,
up
he's
walls?
upside down on the walls. He's upside down on the ceiling.
But is he on all fours like a weird lizard, or is he just walking upright? Okay.
Oh, no. That's actually a really good point, because like my thought would be, right, because like he goes up and he's like, yes, I'm going to put my hands on here. But I mean, I guess it makes sense when you get to like the 90 degree that he would just keep walking and then eventually be straight. But yeah, no, I mean, in my head he was on all fours, but now that you put that thought in my head, I just like, now he has a roommate. Thank you.
Because on all fours is like train spotting level disturbing. Just walking is just odd. Yeah. You know? Like, if a bugbear just sort of like slithered up a wall, just went, hey, and then just kept slithering up a wall, I'd be like creeped out. That would be a problem in here. Whereas a bugbear that just walks up a wall and goes, hello, and keeps walking, I'm like, he's having a time.
Sideways.
He's good.
Look on the wiki. He needs to go on the wiki.
Yeah, he does.
To go on the wiki. Great.
As well, V, you drew a little sketch.
Yeah.
Do you mind me
did.
it was adorable. Do you mind me just showing it?
Yeah, no, go.
I don't know how well people can see that.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Is that a tail?
in my
Bugbears don't have
head.
tails. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Like,
Now they do.
No, it's
Guck
just
does.
It's a leg.
Oh, of course, it was a leg. It
Furry
was just a
leg
dragged out
and
leg.
claws, and yeah, it's I had to draw it so you could tell that gravity was affecting it. He again been living in my head rent free since he appeared.
I mean, my friends, that is a player character. Anyone out there who plays with us, all of our players, there's a bugbear with a really low intelligence who can spider climb forever who is yours. Just take him.
Yep.
Does he have
we're heading to
stats?
Neverwinter.
Apart from that, he's really dumb and not very wise either. Like, if you're going to play him, he has to have minuses to intelligence and wisdom.
Oh, that's the world's best sorcerer. Good. Right. Okay.
I was thinking warlock, like randomly somehow.
I had a chat with Anna about this the other week. Dumb warlocks and sorcerers are great because it's all the power, none of the wherewithal. I am the all-powerful. What do you want? Cupcakes? And that's good. I'm gonna roll the dice again. 11.
It's going up. Good news.
I'm sorry. If you could pick an NPC from this campaign to play as a PC, which one would you pick? I may need to roll again.
Duck, obviously, yeah, just roll again. You already know.
I'm gonna throw one in for Willie as well. I would be quite happy to play Willie as a PC, but then I'd take him out of the world, which would be
Willie the Sausage King has been a fixture of our world for so long by sheer dint of being an NPC who cannot be screwed with. It makes a big difference, I think.
Is Willie a warlock?
Has not been revealed, but in my mind, he is a Fey warlock. Yeah. Not a very powerful one.
But he's very useless.
He makes incredible sausage ice cream.
He's very vain. He's incredibly vain. Like, he thinks very highly of his own opinion, but in a very charming way.
I don't think he makes the ice cream. I think he pays someone to do it. I'm just going to put it out there that I don't think Willie is there mixing vats of ice cream. That doesn't really...
Walks by sometimes, chucks in some pickles.
You're ruining the illusion for Brand right now. Just like
so Willie's face on it, and it's like, yeah, I do all the mixing myself, like all the pancake batter with like a person's face on it and stuff that.
There is now canonically an ice cream cart that goes around Waterdeep selling Willie's ice cream.
Making a list of things to add to the wiki
with music.
Yeah, screaming and going past and screaming.
Does it play music? Oh, brilliant. Gorgeous.
It has to, yeah.
Great, love it. It probably plays green sleeves. I rolled the dice again. I did it earlier before Emma jumped in with Willie. Sentence out of context. And that is a natural 20.
Oh.
What is next for your character? We've already alluded to this in some cases, but in others we just don't know at all. Swaski's going to go adventuring, right, Lola?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're going to be back on the road again. I think they're going to take a break from their break that they were taking to do politicking. And
why does this feel like a gap year? I'm just
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they'll like be helping Skitter with their cartography, like with her cartography skills, and like going on adventures to do more like map making and stuff.
And Skitter and Soleil have their like backstory things to uncover and dig into them, which we've covered. What's next?
You say that. Skitter can't go back to the temple.
You were told not to. That doesn't mean you can't.
I would also point out that to explore that backstory, you don't need to go to the temple.
No, that's true. But like, yeah, there's a specific reason why she's in Waterdeep. And can't go back to the temple.
Oh, plot thickens.
More mystery.
I want to know what Brand and Gemma are doing next. That's what I want to know.
Brand, I mean, obviously, their whole dynamic is that they go out and hunt down magic items and things. So there's definitely that on the cards. But Brand he wants to stay and maybe help the Waterdeep Guard a little bit. Just deal with some of the Centaurum. Like the two guards that died at the end, like that really resonated with Brand. The fact that they were fighting and then people died, and that's not something he's never been in a battle before. You know, he's never been in a. He's seen Gem punch people for him and protect him from banditry and stuff, but nothing like that. So there is.
Hang on, because we're literally recording this right after you recorded it. Who killed guards? What happened?
Ziraj.
Yeah, that guy that got away that kept shooting everybody. So.
He's a monster.
Stuff on his mind, yeah.
It's a great NPC that because it's, he stays on the roof shooting 3 arrows a turn and they do amazing damage and you go, oh, that's terrible. Knock him off the roof. He's a paladin. Shit! Like it just gets worse. Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful character.
Yeah, that was not fun to find out in person. Ask me why I feel that way.
But that's the thing. That's the gorgeousness of that NPC build, because you look at it and go, that's just an archer. That's an archer who's really good at archery, and that's really great. And then suddenly, no, all their abilities are melee combat based. You just didn't know. And I love that. I think it's an incredible piece of design.
Yeah. Thanks again for that. I think it was Soleil. I think that was yeah, thank you again for
it's
that.
It's the smart move. Knocking an archer off their perch is the smart move. That's why it's such a glorious piece of design. Anyway, so Ballow's going to stick around and help the guard, get involved in the helping of the guard.
I think he definitely try and convince Gem that that's what he wanted to do for a bit.
Which is totally fine. And for her part, Gemma is incredibly confused by this because why? But the thing is, Gemma, she's pissed off people in Waterdeep. So sticking around for extended periods of time, it's not really a thing that she can actually feasibly do. So when Brand is like, I want to stay here and help the guard, she's like, okay, bye. Cause I can't. So she would, yeah. And, you know, I mean, whether or not Brand actually knows this, she would just be like, I can't stay.
But you'd tell him, right?
In case.
You would tell him before just leaving.
I mean, yeah, like I wouldn't just like peace out in the middle of the night, but I would have that conversation with him. If he was like, why can't you stay? I'd just be like, look, like, you know, I pissed off the wrong people. I sold things that I'd said were magic that weren't magic. And it just like, it doesn't end well when you do that. So yeah, so she would, I mean, if he's really adamant about staying, then I guess she's just gonna keep going, gonna take her money and get back out there and find more dig sites and just see what happens. She's got Rocky, it's fine.
Not that I want to encourage you to roleplay or anything, but Johnny, how does that make Bran feel?
Oh, Bran would 100% go with Gemma. If she had to.
He's like, no, don't leave me.
He's like,
No. Hold on.
I have morals and things I care about. Okay, I guess I'll go with you.
You wouldn't go with Gemma because you would like miss Gemma. You would go with Gemma because you don't want to be without Rocky.
That's 100% what it is. Yeah. It's either Rocky stays or I go.
Yeah.
It is really exactly like my first marriage. It's terrifying.
But again, there is also that level of Brand has faced a lot of adversity being a fire dynasty, a librarian scholar. You know, there's never really been a safe, consistent place for him, and Gemma has been a safe and consistent place with, you know, Rocky as that little weird family unit. So, taking that away, Brand is still not very courageous. Even with Steele giving him the pep talks.
Are you keeping
Steele?
I was going to ask that.
The armor and vulnerability obviously goes back because it doesn't belong to me. But Steele would definitely be. I think Brand would ask Steele if he wants to go with Brand or not. And if he says yes, then.
Brand ask Kriya.
Another part of the collection that's just
disappeared.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to those paints.
Yeah.
Brand wouldn't steal it. So
monocle and trucing that is now my thing.
Brand definitely wouldn't steal the sword, but if he was able to take it, he would have.
But Gem would, so.
In a heartbeat, Gem would.
Okay, all right. Feeling a little attacked right now, just a little bit.
I mean, whatever was on the pedestal and by the door as you walk past, you yoinked as you went, didn't you? Let's be honest now.
Intentionally?
I'm just imagining the like the old piracy adverts that you get at the start of old videos being like, you wouldn't steal magical paints.
Yes, I would. Absolutely. Done it once before. Look, I don't know about you, but like being able to just make things out of I mean, oh my God. Okay, first off, I'm an artificer. So like I'm already good at making things, but now you're giving me another layer of stuff to like, I mean, why? It would be silly to not take them. And they came in handy. And you know what? I made that crown. I made the googly eye crown. So
can we all just enjoy the thought of whoever the person with the wooden hand is, and let's not reveal that too much, going, yes, an item of the hell is this? We can just imagine that.
I do want to like do a doodle of the crown, but with the googly eyes.
Oh, I love the idea so much.
Because of course, but yeah.
I mean, Schemo is so dead. There's no way around it.
Very dead. Yeah.
With a name like Schemo, are we all surprised? No, not really.
Do you think, do you think Kriya would let Skitter take the mask? She'd leave this bit, that's fine. But the mask is one that's in contention.
You'd have to have a conversation about it, I think. Because it's an incredibly rare item.
It's a legendary item that I even shouldn't have access to.
No other DM's going to let you have it.
Which way did Kriya go? Depends on the next DM who will go, nope, every time. Yeah, that makes sense.
We've already got one very rare item that couldn't be turned on because it was too high to start with.
Yeah.
Steel's quite... Is Steel legendary as well?
No, it's
very rare, I think.
I think it's very rare, yeah.
That's powerful, but not insanely powerful. And it's a nice story beat.
It's the fact they can cast Revivify once, which
Good.
is quite powerful.
Everyone needs that. That's fine.
Yeah.
And it might balance out your bad rolls in future, so this is no bad thing.
Yeah, well, maybe not.
It didn't in this episode. So.
I don't think I hit with the trident with a natural 20, and then I missed the other 3 attacks with steel. So, we obviously have some work to do.
Yeah, and you trained with steel like the entire
Yeah.
night before. Like you were training with steel, and somehow you managed to
tried.
hit with the trident and not with steel.
Steel's just there going, my guy, my dude, you need to more time with sword. This is what's happening now.
Yeah.
Just like Creer comes up and Steel's like, no, Creer, like you don't get it. Like this guy needs you. You have to let me go with him.
Oh, please have Steel there going, let me stay. Please, let me stay. I can't be with this person anymore. No, you can have it. It's fine. No, please. No, God, no. But only Brand can hear him. I'm rolling the dice again while we all ponder the sad depths of where Steel will end up.
Brand is like already got no self-esteem. I feel like we wrecked Brand a little bit in that argument.
100% sometimes.
Oh, good. Right. Number 15. Which player character is most likely to get the edgelord award?
Ooh.
Masked Skitter.
Masked Skitter, yeah. Masked Skitter did get a little like Christian Bale Batman.
Yeah, everyone else is very like pleasant and like above board, and Skitter normally is very, very pleasant and above board, and then like it was like, oh, okay, that's a turn.
What did you do when you put the mask on? Now I've obviously not watched it yet, but what did you do when you put the mask on?
Just listen.
Do the voice.
To the voice change.
Do the voice.
But now I have nothing to say.
No,
She just got a little bit deep and scary.
I was gonna say when you were like feather falling from the ceiling, and you made the line about the crown.
Yeah, like, give me back my crown or something like that. I said.
Yeah, so angry Scottish got really angry Scottish. That was saying.
Yeah.
Give me back my crown. Yeah.
Slay's definitely in contention for some edgelord sometimes. I think.
Yeah,
Slay's definitely in contention for that spot.
Yeah, like subtle, quiet edgelording in the corner. Yeah.
It's like you're walking past and you see something terrifying in the corner of your eye, and you take a double look, and it's just Soleil looking all happy, and you're like, wait, wait, what was that?
I don't know what you mean.
It's eloquence bards. Eloquence bards are dark. They just are. Cut it. What's it called? Unsettling words. It's a dark ability when you think about it. What do? Oh, cut them down. Cut them down to size, and it will have a genuine in-game effect when you cut them down to size. It's encouraging you as a player to be cutting.
I like that, and I like Dissonant Whispers and Vicious Mockery for all those very reasons. I get a chance to be a bit of an asshole, even in a friendly character. So yeah.
It's the joke about Bardic Inspiration. It comes to quite a lot of it. What is Bardic Inspiration? Do you have to sing a song, tell a poem? No. Say something nice to your friends, and then they in-game get better at stuff. That's all it is. You can window dress it 1,000 different ways. You can Sam Riegel it and sing some songs, or you can stand your friend and go, you've got this. And that is Bardic Inspiration. That's the whole point of it.
But there was one more person that didn't get Bardic Inspiration.
That is true.
It's true.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
Brandon.
I am so sorry, Brand. I wanted to.
Anyone that actually needed help to hit things.
Johnny, I don't want to speak for Chrissy, but sometimes something's a forlorn hope, and you go, you know what? I'm going to give it to someone who might actually do something with it. You know what I'm saying?
Brand is just slowly getting colder and colder.
Actually, like that was the final decision to give it to Skitter over Brand. Chrissy made that comment.
Yeah.
Skitter was up there with the person that we needed the most at the time, and I was like, fuck, sorry. Here you go.
No.
I think
what was it? Dance monkey.
Oh God. I'm so sorry, but well, I'll tell you something. I think you'll understand. And when I say that something, I want to inspire Brent.
Very nice.
That was Brand's a little bit quicker. There's some that I can come up with, more lyrics for than others. I parody Beatles songs a lot whenever I play bards in other games. So
even in the bardic inspiration for Brand, you said that you wanted to inspire him, but you didn't.
I mean, yep.
Tactically, it was the right choice. It wasn't
Sometimes subtext is just text. I'm just saying.
I see how it's going.
But yeah, I wanted everybody to have a little song, and yeah. I'm not good when I put on this spot. Oh, thank you.
They were great.
They really were good.
It's rare for a bard these days to sing because people are nervous about it because they're online. Obviously, like it's scary.
Yeah,
to have that. Yeah.
I can't sing, but I fully acknowledge that, so it's fine. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people I know that play bards and sing they're like, it's fine. I don't have to sound great. I'm not performing in a musical. I'm just having some fun with my friends.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna roll the dice. One. I think we've got time for one, maybe two more. Let's see how we do.
It depends whether it's a short one or not, which I'm guessing probably not.
That laugh, though.
What was your favorite battle / encounter / enemy? Everybody, number 12. I think because there were only two major conflicts in this, let's pick one of the three. That's right, Nat, 3. Mm-hmm. Pick one of the weapons, one of those awful 5 nasty anti-party people. Who's it gonna be? Who's the worst?
Tashlin was the worst.
Yeah.
Did not sit down. Just refused.
Fighters, they do not sit down. That's their job.
They do not.
yep.
Great to be one. Hate to be against one.
Yeah, exactly.
I really enjoyed setting up Darvel. I really enjoyed in that first encounter when you were like, oh, we really don't like this elf. And it was like, yes.
Because we talked about this after the third recording session where I asked you if he had always been the guy. And what did you say? You said that it was
no. So he was just going to be an NPC in the pub, but I knew Darvel was going to be a villain for this. So when you were like, yeah, oh no, we don't like him, I was like, great, he's a blonde elf.
The guy that we terrorized at the tavern.
It's an interesting point. It's a point about DMing styles. If you are constantly improvising and freewheeling, you can take things that happened by chance earlier and go, that was intentional. Whereas if you're an ultra planner, you can go, I planned it and then they didn't touch it, and oh god. So there's nothing wrong with DMing by the seat of your pants if you're used to it and if you've got practice of it, which M very much does, and it shows. It comes through with characters like Darvel appearing randomly before you knew who they were and before M knew who they were, which is doubly interesting if you think of it that way. Okay, so M, you liked Darvel, but best enemy in terms of encounter, battle, game mechanics, rules?
Scariest, the Beholder Crown. Just because it's surprising. And you're not expecting it. So that was a lot of fun. I was terrified all the way through that someone's going to be like, yeah, I'll just put it on. I'll take the tentacles. It's fine.
I mean, you're like, it's cursed. It's so cursed.
That's why I told you. I was like, it's cursed. It's not good.
You've met players before, right? Here's an item. It's incredibly cursed. No, guys, it's cursed. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would have been, let's face it, if it would have been Soleil if you hadn't. Out of all of it.
And literally the only thing stopping Soleil was that it was ugly. That was it. That was Soleil's logic. It's like, I won't be very pretty if I've got scars in my head from tentacles popping into it. Even if I manage to take it off, I'm going to have
changeling.
scars.
I mean, you can just, nope, it's gone now. Everything's fine.
I guess I didn't think about that. Well, I know that's the picture.
It's one of my favorite thoughts about changelings is that a changeling could be incredibly bruised, scarred, damaged, be like, no, I'm fine all the time. In combat, how does your changeling look? Fine.
All good.
You're clearly bleeding, but there's no blood on you. No, I'm fine. Ow. I like that. I like the thought of that.
I did love the just the fight with the weapon. I mean, all of the combat encounters were good, and I mean they all felt perilous as well. So thanks, Em.
I thought we were gonna die on the second one.
Yeah,
oh my god, yeah,
genuinely like, but the magical items fight at the start was just fun from and it like finding out, oh, what's this going to do, or what's this going to do, is the crown going to disintegrate us, kind of perspective.
It was confusing as well, which is great in a battle because, Em kept describing that they were attacking each other, they were defending each other, they were, I really felt like we were fighting in the middle of something else that was going on, which was kind of part of the story. So it was really a good narrative fight to be involved in.
One more? Sneak one more in?
Any more scary? Oh, no, I thought we meant one more scary villain. Not one more question. Yeah, another question, fine. Yeah.
Well, the archer, obviously, he's going to be there,
Yeah.
Archer paladin is going to hold my nightmares.
He got me good a few times.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go down as soon as you left the building.
Yeah.
He took out half my health in one round. Yep.
Yeah.
Scary. Perfect. And he is the master of assassinations for the Black Network. It is supposed to be that case. Right. Okay. We have... No, I'm not going to ask that one. It's which PC gets the Loot Goblin Award? Gemma. Right, I'm rolling again.
I don't know. Soleil
Interesting.
Anything pretty is like, oh, that's mine now.
Tied between both of them.
Yeah. If you have a campaign where you need a bunch of stuff stolen, you know who to cast.
This is your character, not you, V. This is the whole point. Yeah. Okay.
Is it though?
Okay, I'm going to roll the dice one last time.
Final question.
Aha. It's a question for Emma.
Oh.
Were there any stories, or it's a nat one, but it's not a bad question, just that's the way dice are. Were there any stories or elements from other books / films / plays / games / fill in the blank that inspired you while writing this campaign?
Not supposed to read that bit.
Sorry. I'm a pretty face now, that's what I do.
Obviously Dragon Heist is quite heavily inspired by Chris and I have an ongoing home game which is set in Waterdeep, which followed the plot of Dragon Heist and now has moved on, which means that this is quite cemented in my brain. Heist movies, Night at the Museum. The concept came. Chris was like, we need a show. I was like, okay, Night at the Museum. Let's do that. So
Why not?
And then like bits that when I was making my character for Liz's upcoming campaign, that's when I started to piece together that like Queer and them could have like a connection, and so that's like a future game that's inspired this one. But yeah, that those were my biggest touch points.
Players then, any elements you got from this where you went, that reminds me of X, Y, Z, ABC?
Not the Museum was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, even the poster looks a bit like Night at the Museum.
We had the random interjection from Chucky very briefly as well.
What?
We did, yes.
Oh, the doll.
Yeah.
That is entirely... I think I can reveal this, Em, if you're okay with it. It's entirely my fault. I apologise. That's something I did in a home game years ago, and it has haunted games ever since. Because it's supposed to be cute.
Great.
It's supposed to be cute, but it always ends up being horrible.
Terrible.
Yeah.
What game was
Not
it?
cute.
Do you remember what game it was in?
Yeah, it was the Dragon Heist Peak.
Hello, everything's fine. I love you. I love you. Love you. Yeah, it was weird.
And it would have been just at fine levels, it like a little bit creepy, but generally fine. But then Brand was like, love it, and pull its leg at the same time.
That's just Johnny pushing at the boundaries of the world. That's just Johnny going, how can I poke this?
Literally.
Brand's a researcher. Of course he's going to try all the little bits and bobs, you know.
You hurt me. I love you.
Yeah, that went.
At least it was you hurt me, I love you, not I love you, you hurt me. I think that's worse somehow.
I think you maybe, yeah.
No, it was, don't hurt me, I love you.
That was it.
Yeah.
Ow, you're hurting me, I love you was... There's a sour note to end the talk together on.
Yeah, a little bit. A tiny bit. I'm
going to do one final question if everyone's okay with it. We'll run over. I don't want the badge, Tom. You can have it if you want to try and force Rebecca to run to time. We will do one last question.
Yes,
That's what
and
we'll do.
then Johnny has to go to a home game.
No, Johnny has to go to... Sorry, John, I'll be as quick as we can. Number 4. Are there any... Are there any choices you would change in retrospect?
No.
Cool, thanks for coming to talk together.
I would change my choices to have action search at that one point when I rolled like 2 natural ones and a 3 and a 4. I think I would save it.
I have never seen the dice gods more resolutely say, no, sit down.
No. Yeah, just no. But I think it was really easy to play Brand because of the player's house bouncing off and because of the freedom that M gave us. And that gave me a lot of chance to kind of explore what I wanted with Brand. And I didn't really know half some of the time, but it worked really well. And even though the dice gods cursed me, I think narratively it worked really well. And it's given a really cool story that I've shown off that I can be useful, but Jem still thinks I'm not. So, and that's perfect. That's really good. I like that.
It was definitely something where we had talked about that, and I was just like, I'm excited to for him to show, and it just never happened.
Exactly,
So wouldn't change any of it though, because as he said, like it creates a really cool dynamic. So when Gemma actually is like able to see that, I think it's going to be cool.
Slight a segue, but I'm interested. Does Rocky have enough personality to be able to like also feel like Brand is letting himself and the whole team down, or does Rocky have no?
Chris, Rocky's the only one that.
Or does Rocky not have a personality? Just goes, you are friends. I like you, and that's all he has.
Yeah, I mean, Rocky plays fetch, right? We talked about this at the beginning, where like if you throw things, like he will go and get them for you, which makes it hard if you're trying to throw things away. So you have to like distract him by like throwing a thing and then throwing another thing.
I'm not throwing a thing.
Yes, or not. But no, Rocky is wholesome. Rocky is friend. He's perfect in every way, shape, or form.
This is very true. However, what we have now established is that the only person that Brand really wants to spend time with and cares about is the one he can't disappoint.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's so sad, actually.
Oh no!
It's so sad.
It's horribly sad.
Brutal.
Horribly sad. Yeah.
Let's not end on a sad note too. Oh yeah, and Brand.
And let's just kill Brand a little bit more.
Anyone else have any choices they would have made differently that wouldn't scar them?
I'm going to cry now.
It was all excellent. Really pleased with how it came together, how all the stories came together, how the characters came together. I think it worked really well. Like there are always things you can change with DMing, but I'm really happy with how it went.
Same. I think like none of the role play stuff or the choices. It's literally just like mechanical stuff of haven't played a monk this level before. Like I've played a one shot with a version of Skitter, but didn't actually get to combat. So this is the first time playing a monk in combat, and it's just little mechanical things like I chose not to stunning strike early on, but I forgot to stunning strike Darville on the roof. I got confused. I thought it was a bonus action and that I'd already used, but I could have done it. So I would have done that, but it's fine.
I mean, the mentality that streamers should somehow play their characters perfectly is also ludicrous. Like, we're all players, we make choices, we make snap choices, and they're often terrible, but that's the point.
It's the joy.
That's why Taskmaster's funny. But anyway,
True.
Let's wrap up there. We are running over slightly, and that was a nice note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone, for Talk Together. Everyone, you are all here. You're all marvellous, and the show's just finished. Some of you are going on to other shows with us, and some we'll be seeing in the near future. In the meantime, is there anything anyone would like to plug? Anything at all? No?
I'm a yarn gremlin. I dye yarn, and I sell it. And it's all inspired by geeky things, and I'm getting a thing.
We'll make sure there's links in chat, Lola. Don't worry. That's all be in there. That's good. Cool.
In addition to silly little doodles of spider bugbear, I actually do 2D art and illustrations, and I actually spend more time on them than like 30 seconds. On my Twitter you can see art that I do.
Can confirm. V's art is very awesome.
Links in chat, mods. You know what to do.
So coming up, we have Eternal Army, which I will be playing in.
I'm about to do that.
No, too late. Done now. So you can come watch me play a Dex-based paladin in Niall's horrific Eternal Army campaign, where he has made monstrous NPCs for us to go up against.
Wait, Emmy, you're playing a paladin? That's so unlike you.
Shocking.
It's also Nat. It's a blue paladin. The blue paladin curse continues. Sorry, Em always plays blue paladins. It's a long-standing thing.
I didn't realise until we'd made it.
You didn't realise you made it was blue again. That's the same as the last time we made you a blue paladin. You went, oh, they're blue again. Oh.
And Johnny's going to be in Viscous Cycle. Sean.
That's right.
I am.
We have 2 new shows starting next week, as Chaos is now finished and Warriors is now finished as well. So from next week, we have The Eternal Army, which is the second half of a season that started last year. You don't need to watch it to catch up, though. It's all there, but it's all on our YouTube, so there'll be links for you to join that. And on Tuesdays, we have Sean Smith's new game, A Viscous Cycle. Say that 3 times quickly. And that is a spiritual successor to Lonely House of Neverwinter, which Lola and I were in last year. So yes, and Johnny's in this one. So check those out. They will be on Mondays and Tuesdays next week. And we're back to 6 p.m, 7 p.m. GM British summertime because the time shift has all happened. And yeah, good words. All of our shows stream at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. You can find all of our shows on youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg, and there are podcast versions of all of our shows too if you'd rather listen over watch. Thanks again to all of our sponsors and supporters. You're all lovely, spectacular, splendid people, especially the D20 Club. You're marvellous. There's been some wiki requests in this show, which you'll probably see on the wiki relatively soon, so check those out. And otherwise, yes, thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you all on Monday for the new shows.
Bye.
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 Bye.